the tradition of the Bantu, which has existed since the beginning of time. God called the Xhosa into his office and he said, boys and girls, it's now your turn to go and help the flock. Oh yes, you've been messing around in the land of milk and honey, doing absolutely nothing with yourself. And now you have to go back to earth and you have to help the people. And the Xhosa were greatly puzzled, greatly unhappy. And then they said, we don't think we have any progeny that's worth it. And God said, but you will. A whole new batch is coming. And you have to pick one from that whole new batch. And so the Xhosa went and stood between the thighs of the women who were giving birth to their progeny. Because their sons, they never stopped being busy. This particular woman, as she was pushing the body of a soul that they really liked, they agreed that yes, she is the one. We will walk with her because God, in his wisdom, has given her the gift of creativity. And once upon a time, we were kings. We were kings then, we are kings now. And they chose me. It is my singular honor, my singular joy, my singular happiness to work with my ancestors. It is also my greatest pain, my greatest frustration, my greatest grief working with them. Sometimes I just want them to go to Hades. Okay. And in the last couple of months, that is exactly how I've been feeling. We've been fighting back and forth. But can I live without my ancestors? That's a no. Do I love them beyond? Yes. Do they spoil me? Absolutely. It still doesn't stop me from being the sacrifice, the chosen. Because they chose me, I had to sacrifice what I wanted to be, who I wanted to be, who I could be, so that I could make sure that their work was done on this earth. But I think we've negotiated now. So the Xhosa, who have been negotiating with their baby girl and calling her spoiled rotten, which is kind of true. Metaphysically, I am spoiled and rotten. This is their board, and they are opening it with all the pride of their own. For there is nothing and no one they love as much as the Xhosa, and nothing and no one they would rather belong to but the Bantu. The Bantu. For the Bantu conquered. They were conquered in West Africa. They didn't give up though. They managed to conquer others as they made their way to East, to Central, and to South Africa. Unconquered, they assimilated all the other tribes and cultures, and now the Bantu stand strong as the biggest land owners in Africa. There is only one thing that keeps the Bantu together: their spiritual, religious belief system. To the Bantu, there is only one God. To the Bantu, there are sacred mountains, sacred rivers, sacred animals, sacred places, sacred roads even. For nature is foremost to the Bantu. Nature is God. God is nature. And God is nature. And to the Bantu, truth is unparalleled. There will be nothing but the truth. Truth must rise above darkness. And as is my job and the job of all the Makulus and Mkulus and all the are the chosen of Bantu territories. We bring out the truth hidden beneath the lies. This is our court system. And in our court system, like the veil, we work with nothing but the truth. This justice system that comes from our ancestors and is approved by God up above is better than any justice system you could ever put in front of us. Nothing matches this, for we strip the lies and get to the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it makes us feel, no matter how hard it is for us to hear. The truth is the truth, and God, the living God, is about truth. Welcome to the board of the Bantu. Today, in our justice system, is T.D. Jakes. I am really excited, and his entire little family. I am really excited my ancestors agreed to reading T.D. Jakes. Usually they pick the people I read because they say the people you read have a lesson to teach everybody else, right? Those who are listening, as we say, those with ears, they hear. As we say, when the king is instructing his son, the peasant should listen and learn. Okay, so my ancestors usually pick readings based on what you can learn from it. And they said, out of respect for other religions, out of respect for other institutions, you do not read religious figures. They told me that. But this week, because we've negotiated a truce and a way of working together in which we both benefit, right? I said, I want to do T.D. Jakes because of a TikTok I watched where a woman accused his daughter of stealing her son. So I said, yeah, I want to do T.D. Jakes and his family. And my ancestors agreed. They agreed, they say, because T.D. Jakes is a man of the cloth, as we call them, a pastor. And African Americans and the Christian church have a long history, which makes him very powerful. It is from the Christian church that the civil rights movement came. It is from Christianity that slaves could read. In its own way, Christianity has done its job. I always say this. Christianity has done its job, the pure job that it is supposed to do. It is supposed to free people. It freed African Americans from slavery. Unfortunately, in exchange for their freedom, it imprisoned Africans. But there'll come a time too when Africa is free of Christianity and Islam. So, T.D. Jakes. I am using a different camera today and different microphone because I couldn't find the memory card for my usual camera and microphone. So it's all going to look really weird, really strange, you know what I'm saying? But I decided the show will go on. Let us rock and roll no matter what. So here it is, rocking and rolling. T.D. Jakes and his wife Sarita, first reading. I am going to put a time thingy because if I don't, I am going to talk and go over the certain time if I can find what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put an alarm. Okay, I need the clock. Thank you, please, technology. Clock. Okay, timer. Alrighty, so this is going to be a 30-minute reading, and then I will move on to other members of the family. I am dying to do the story of the woman who accused T.D. Jakes' daughter of stealing her son. There was some truth to what she was saying, and there were some lies to what she was saying, and I'm dying to find out which is which. Okay, T.D. Jakes and Sarita, you're in our plate. Okay. Blue. TD, TD, TD. This is a man who came in with so much energy. Like, whoosh. Half of it is dark, half of it is light. But this is the way it is arranged on him. And I think it's important to explain that. This is TD. This is TD. This is his back. Okay, this is his back right here. The dark energy is right by his back. And the light energy is behind him. Okay. The light energy not is behind the dark energy. So the one that's right on his back is the dark energy. And then the one that is like this amount. And then the light energy is this amount. Make sense? Yeah. Light energy is this amount. And he came in with the power and he sat down. This is a physically strong man. I keep hearing 19 kids. So I believe he has 19 kids because I've been hearing that since I started preparing for this reading. So I'm just going to say it. So he's a very strong man, a very physical man, strongly physical, very sexual, obviously, very sexual, prone to bouts of rage, prone to slapping a woman, slapping a person. But he never ever loses his control enough to fight a man. This is a very loving dad. To the kids, he acknowledges. He spoils them. He wants to give them that which he didn't get as a child. Emotional love, emotional care. This man is not a dictator when it comes to his children, but he is a dictator when it comes to his wife. He loves deeply. And when he loves you, he loves you. He hates just as fiercely. When you get on his bad side, it's toodles, good night, it was fun. Okay, he's getting tired now. He's getting old, but he's very satisfied with his life's work, with his purpose. He says, this was my purpose. It was my purpose to come and show people the light of God. Black people are so mean, so cruel, so evil. It comes from slavery. We've lost our humanity and our kindness to each other. And I suffered as a child because of it. And as an adult male, I suffered because of it. And I decided that I would change them. I would give them grace because they are solely lacking in grace. Look at how filthy they have become. That filthy music that has taken away our dignity. Girls going about filthy dancing and calling it part of the African tradition. But have you seen the difference between you Africans? He's pointing at my ass. Have you seen the difference between you Africans and how you do it and how they do it? There's a time and a place. That's how you do it. Over here, it is everywhere. The social media has infested the minds of the young, especially the black young. The black young are impressionable because they are empty cans. There is nothing in their heads. They just think about Nikes and sneakers and material, stupid things like that. They don't put knowledge. They don't put education inside themselves. And therefore, they lack grace. They have no deep thinking. They are shallow, no deep thinking. This is a decaying society, a decaying culture, a repulsive society. A repulsive culture. It was my duty, my job to bring dignity, respect, light, and clarity in thought. And I did it. Oh yes! I am satisfied. I can meet my maker now. I can meet my maker and I can look him in the face and I can say, I did what I was supposed to do. Can you? No, I can't do it. I can't. No, you're weak. You don't represent your religion with a fire or a passion. You fall on a regular basis. And you're supposed to be reviving it, revitalizing it, but you fall, you whine, you cry. You want love. You want love from a man. You want love from your friends. You want love. You create love, young lady. You create it. You make people love you, whether they like it or not. They used to call me ugly, make fun of my body and my shape. They did not like me. I was that kid that was always left out of games and sports. But look at me now. Don't millions love me? Create your millions, young lady. I created mine. Create yours. Revive your religion. I revived mine. The religion, the true religion that I believe in. I believe in it. That's my way of keeping the demons aside. And there are many demons in Christianity. More demons than light. But I believe you should believe. Believe in what your ancestors stand for. Believe that you have a greater purpose than the average person. Believe, then work hard. Believe with everything you have. Believe that it will all turn out right. Believe that your trials and tribulations were for a reason, for a purpose. And that you will conquer. Believe that those who thought they could conquer you are going to get theirs by your hand. I'm that man. You do me wrong, I come for you. I don't wait for God to do it. I come for you. Believe, young lady. Then you can stand up straight. You're standing in front of me with hunched shoulders, and exhaustion in your eyes. What is that? You are a princess. You are the pride of a people. You are here to do your duty by your people. I did my duty by my people. Now I'm tired. Lord knows I'm tired. Lord knows I am tired. I want to rest, but how can I? Debauchery, filth, and evil, even by my own children, is going on every day. I can't rest. I disown some of my children. I gave them everything. I gave them the light. And they choose to walk in darkness. So be it. Ladies and gentlemen, T.D. Jakes. Okay. So I think I shall do Sarita a little later. Okay. So T.D. Jakes is getting weaker. There is an energy of illness around him. His heart. He's having heart problems. He really is tired of using his voice. He says, I'm tired of meeting important people. Important people can waste one's time. You laugh, young lady. He says, you avoid them. You avoid them like the plague because you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying is the truth. Important people get in your way, waste your time, waste your resources, and you have to maneuver around them. I'm tired. I'm tired of that. I just want to be left to walk the rest of my life in my purpose, with my pride and my dignity. I know what they say about me. The jealous, the evil, those who want my downfall. I know what they say about me. I'm a man. I'm a man. I do manly things. There are beautiful girls who come to church. You are beautiful. Thank you. They come to church. They sit there. I like them. I'm a man. If a child or two is born out of that situation, I take responsibility. I have never asked a woman to abort my child. I take responsibility. My children go to private school. My children live in the best neighborhoods. I take care of my children. Too bad most of them are drug addicts. I have done my job and my duty as a father. I I am proud. I am proud at what I have created. I am proud. I am proud. I'm not so proud of those other children, but it is what it is. Okay. I have given them the best and raised them at par with the children who were in my house. As a father, that's all you can do. That's all you can do as a father. I have taken care of their mothers. Any woman who goes out there and claims that I'm a deadbeat dad and I'm a deadbeat man is a liar. I have taken care of their mothers even when they are now married to other men. Even when I no longer desire them or they no longer desire me, I continue to provide. Ethics, young lady. Something that is now missing in the young men of today. They have no ethics. They don't pay for their pleasure. I pay for mine, even if it's a lifetime. So how many women do you have? 7. Thank you. Like, as you all can see, he has taken over this reading, but I am going to try very hard. My ancestors are looking at him very mesmerized. They are mesmerized, so I have to like take over. Like, he's preaching, guys. He's literally preaching in our waiting room, and we're just like, okay, my ancestors are like, goodness, and they're just staring at it. I am Jesus. I am God himself to my children. Yet they persist in doing these naughty things. And I don't want to be a father who gives his children trauma. So I have to sit there and try to understand, read them the verses, talk from my heart, because I do not want to give my children trauma. How old is your youngest? 7. I thought so. It's a little girl. We're seeing a little girl. She's 7. Just turned 7. Okay. We're seeing. How old is her mother? 33. Okay. Thank you. So, I am a beautiful father to my last child. Because after that, I got a vasectomy. Lord says, go forth and multiply. But I cannot trust that people will take care of my young when I'm dead. She's my last. That's true. That's true. Okay. So, TD. I should have been called Theodore James. My mother changed her mind. Okay. And so I shortened it to TD. I don't know what his real name, what his full name is, so please write down in the comments. I shortened it. Okay. So TD, show me your life. TD, show me your life. He's lost his health. He's really, really ill. He is either going to go through heart surgery or he has just recently been through it, but he's lost his health and he's never going to get it again. He literally has to slow down if he wants to raise that little girl, because if he doesn't, he won't be with us for very long. But it seems like he's doing the right things. Okay, TD, show me your life. TD, show me your life. TD, show me your life. Show me your life, TD. Show me your life. And so God withheld something from him. God withheld something from him. And a severe loss is coming his way. He's going to have to retire from his churches if he hasn't unofficially done so already. He's going to have to retire. And God withheld. What did God withhold? Happiness. God withheld happiness from TD. That's awful. Okay, so this is TD and his life is winding down. It really is. The air, the shells are showing us that it is truly, truly winding down. Okay, so TD is right here in front of me. This is no surprise because he's He's a whole lot of energy. He's right here beside me, and this is his wife Sarita. I did not even call his wife Sarita, but here she is, Sarita. Okay, we're being told here that obviously Sarita is going to take over his legacy as he is walking away. He is. Right. So he has a lot of money. Everybody should know that. A heck of a lot of money, not just a little bit. But it didn't come easily and it didn't come all at once. He built it. He built it. He's extremely intelligent, a great thinker, a great forecaster, a very patient man. He has the patience of insurmountable time. He thinks a lot. He's very cold, though. He's very, very cold. He's about logic. He's not about feelings and emotions. He's about logic. He says feelings are dirty. He just said that. He said feelings are dirty. Feeling something is dirty. I feel when I am having sex. I feel when I am presented with a new baby. Because women don't have to do that, you know. They don't have to put their lives on the line to give birth to my babies. I feel. I protect that moment. I cherish that moment. I feel. But otherwise, feelings are dirty. They get in the way of logic. And I'm a man. I'm a man of thinking. I would rather use my brain than my heart. So yeah, he actually came into the world that way. He doesn't think much. He's right now, as I'm talking to him and about him, he's looking back at his life. He's taking stock at what he has done, what he has achieved, and he is really proud of himself. There is nothing more that he wishes to do. Nothing more. He's really proud of himself. He says the flock he has amassed is enough. They are his true wealth, his real wealth. But his relationship with his wife Sarita, not good, because she was in it by herself. Let's just say it like it is. She was in the relationship by herself, and she will remain after he is gone. She was in it by herself, people. She was in it by herself. There was no husband-wife deal here. He was busy with his flock. Very busy with his flock. The money to this man was secondary. When I said I was going to read T.D. Jakes, my friend said to me, oh, be careful with him. He's the devil. That's not what we're getting. We're getting the exact opposite. See, truth. The Bantu stand on truth, and that's why we use this system. We don't stand on hearsay. We don't stand on what we read. We don't stand on what people do or say. This man concentrated a lot on his flock. It used to hurt him so much when he didn't have enough people listening to him. It wasn't about the money. The money for this man is a byproduct. He said correct. It's a byproduct. Because I genuinely wanted to make a change in my community. I genuinely wanted my race to rise up. Had I had more time, I would have come to Africa too, because you've got some charlatans over there. I agree. Charlatans. Men of evil standing in front of you and talking out of their mouths of evil. Charlatans. I would have come, but I don't have time. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. This is true. So his relationship with his wife was very bad because TD was like an absentee husband. Wives need more. They need more attention. I didn't have time for that. That woman you meet, the sweet young lady you meet, doesn't need so much attention. She understands you're a busy man. She also understands that you are married. So, you know, when you need relief and she allows you between her legs, you thank God for that gift. That is a gift. Women don't know that every time they open their legs to a man, it is a gift to him, the ultimate gift, the paramount gift. So you get this gift of relief, happiness. Then you can think again. That's what it's about. It's not about spending time with each other and having tea and cakes. I have needs. Women have the same needs. So let us help each other with our needs and then go back to our own lives. And if we create, let us take care of our creation with love and tenderness and devotion. So that we've put a healthy creation into the world. Then let's congratulate ourselves for that. Everything else is nonsense. I would never have married her had I seen the truth, the clarity of what I am saying today. Okay. So, he is passing on the baton to Serena. She's a quiet woman, a sneaky woman, a cruel woman, but he has cruelty too. However, she does love her husband. She loves him very, very much, very much. And she wants to spend more time. She wants to feel like a real wife. She doesn't just want to be the face of the church and the face of the world. She got her turn, so says her husband. Look at it. Look at all the children we had. She got her turn and she still gets her turn. And at the end of the day, I am dying in her arms. She's just greedy. Humanity is so greedy. It refuses to share. When it is one of the things we should be doing without thought, we should be sharing. Okay, alrighty. He is extremely polite. He is extremely polite, and even as he is talking to me, his whole energy is trying to heal me, take away my pain, and not say anything that hurts my feelings. I like this soul. He is checking his darkness. He says, I put it behind me. And that makes sense. What I just explained. I put it behind me. I put my dark thoughts, my darkness behind me. I say, get thee behind and stay there. Because I want to understand you. I want to understand humanity. I want to connect with you. How can I make a change in your life? How can I sow a seed of greatness if I come at you with negativity? No. And I'm fascinated by humanity. I'm fascinated by it. Each and every one fascinates me. The most evil and the nicest all fascinate me. I don't judge. I don't judge. I do my work with persistence and tenacity. I get it done. I get it done. One person at a time. One person at a time. I have saved millions. Among those millions are thousands. Among those thousands are a handful whose lives I completely changed. Who among you can stand up and claim the same thing? Not me. But hopefully I will be able to. Yes, you've done it. You've done it. Thank you. This is a very respectable soul, and I'm glad I started my pastor's series with him. Very respectable soul. But my children are evil. Bam. He keeps saying it. My children are the opposite of me. The way I gave them all that privilege actually changed them. I regret it, but I do not regret it. They are liars, pathological liars. They make the world believe anything about me that they want. Blackmail, knowing that that is the way to my heart, that they are my heart, and they break me. They break me. My greatest pain has been my children. My children break me. They are greedy like their mothers, and they will do anything to get money out of me. Attention is not what they want. My children are my greatest source of pain. But I say to myself, I know how I have treated them. I know how I am as a father. I can go to my grave peaceful. TD is on his way out of this hellhole we call the physical. He's on his way. I can't even ask him questions really because he's on his way. He is reminiscing and he is talking. He's taking stock of his life. This is something we all do before we die, people. Just letting you all know. It is something we all do. We all take stock of our lives. We do before we die. Some of us won't like what we see. TD is very lucky. He is proud of what he has done. He is liking what he sees because he's at that cusp of the other side and this side, because you leave way earlier than you go, right? He's at that cusp. We cannot read him. Okay, we can just let him talk. We can just ask questions from what he is saying because he is halfway through the door. And out of respect, we're not going to harass him by making him come backwards to check things out. Very gracious of you, young lady, he says. I'm tired. Lord knows I'm tired. But I did my job. I did my job and I strove hard to stick to my principles. So TD, have you ever been in love with Sarita? I loved her then. I love her now. She's the woman I'm going with in my heart. She has a nasty little streak, but doesn't everybody? She is a wonderful mother. And she was supportive of me. Without her, I would have never risen this far. But the day I met her, I knew she was the one. I met her in a pulpit. She looked up under that hat and I saw the most beautiful girl. At the time, I was nothing. I had big dreams, torn pants, old shoes, and nothing else. She has given me the greatest joy. I've had the greatest time with her. She is understanding, overlooked my mistakes, and there were many mistakes. Many. Opened her arms to my children. She may not have done it physically, but she did it in spirit. Accepted that I was this man and allowed me to provide for my other children and their mothers by pretending to turn a blind eye. She was a better wife and is a better wife than I am a husband. She spent a lot of lonely moments, lonely times because of me. None of the other women who came would not have accepted that. So I go with my wife in my heart and without regret. I chose the right girl. When I was asking the winds, you said the one shell did not fall and This will be my last question. What shell did not fall? And when I asked, said God had not given you happiness. So is this true? Yes, it's true. Happiness was very rare and far between. That is what I am telling you, young lady. When you have a purpose that's bigger than you, happiness is something you don't get. If you are satisfied, you stop being hungry. When you stop being hungry, you stop doing what you were meant to do. You have to keep the hunger. So God makes sure that you keep the hunger by taking away your happiness. You strive for happiness. You say, I just want to be happy. I just want to get to a point of happiness. I just want to be happy. And you work 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 and you work. You never get to the point of happiness. You can only wish for a good partner like Sarita, who tried. She tried to organize my happiness. But no, the hunger must be gnawing at you. And when you are hungry, you are not happy. I have no regrets. And that is T.D. Jakes. The Bantu would like to thank you for having walked and for still walking. May you remain with us for as long as possible, because you are still needed. And when you finally get to the other side, may your ancestors be waiting for you, and may the light of God guide you home. Hopefully in 20 years. And that's it. So definitely this is going to play on YouTube. I am going to do Sarita not, because there's no point. I am going to leave the good lady out because her husband said what he said. I will, however, do the daughter who is in the business of kidnapping other women's children because she can't have any of her own. And if there are any other stories that I find about the kids, I will do that, and that will definitely be on Patreon, because I know from just the TikTok thing that, it will not be as PG as this reading has been. And on a personal level, I am really grateful. I understand now why my ancestors allowed me to do T.D. Jakes. This reading was more for me than my audience. I am really grateful at meeting a spiritual being who not only worked in his purpose, believed in his purpose, and, worked so many years for so long. His words of wisdom to me are well taken and well understood, and I am highly grateful. Nothing is easy. So, on that note, oh my gosh! On that note, please do not forget to buy your tickets to join me in Houston, Texas. I am so excited. Please buy your tickets for Houston, Texas. The link is in the description box. And I now have t-shirts for my Patreon upper tier, because you can only design t-shirts for a certain amount of money, a certain level, and I do not want to be unaffordable. So anyway, my upper tier, I now have t-shirts. If you join my upper tier, you get to have the Bantu's t-shirt, and you get to have the Bantu Bantu mug. Okay, you get to buy it. You get to buy the Bantu t-shirt and you get to buy the Bantu mug. And I am so excited about that. And please join me on Patreon. There are so many things I do. You get one question readings at a discount. You get live readings. I do live readings on Patreon more than anywhere else. I'm gonna try to bring it to one a week for the upper level tier, and one a month for everybody else. I mean, there are lessons there. There's relationship advice, which I am going to take very seriously from now on, because I'm trying to create my own relationships as well, and we can only learn from each other. Don't forget to make appointments for readings. My bookings are open, and the air is dropping next week. I went with Etsy. The air oils and air salts are dropping next week. It was just so difficult getting a distribution center that could work with me this time around, so I just decided to use Etsy as usual, and this time we'll try very hard to be very, very, and for those who I said I would replace your bottles of oil, yes, your replacements will be coming at the same time, because I hired somebody to do the shipping, an assistant for 2 days to do the shipping. So your replacements will be shipped out at the same time. If you are in South Africa, in other parts of the world, I cannot guarantee that you are going to get your stuff. So you might want to think about that before you purchase, because your people are stealing over there. They're stealing. So, I will send replacements this time, but I will not be sending replacements other than the United States. And after this, I mean, you've got this postal service that doesn't work, but also sometimes South Africa would take 5 months or so for you to get your stuff. Because when I order my Xhosa things and they come to me, sometimes they take they take a long time. So thank you so much for watching. Be kind to yourselves, people. Be loving, be gracious, be sweet, be everything you want to see in this world. Till next week.